Greetings, teachers and fellow humanities and social sciences students. We're from grade 11 discipline here to present our research study about Humss students' insights on the new signed law raising the age of sexual consent. This research was conducted by Maresha Aguilar, Francel Rodriguez, Francis Nunez, Cristel Altarejos, Kiana Bitara, and Daniela Gabat with the help of our Practical Research 1 advisor, Mrs. Evelyn Emelia at Sorsogon National High School. Locale of the study. The study was conducted at Sorsogon National High School. This place was selected for knowing the efficiency of the study of factors influencing the family values of senior high school students. This study was being implemented on the students of grade 11 Humanities and Social Sciences strand. In this research, this will only provide details describing how family relationships influence students' values. The research study was implemented inside the premises of SNHS. The rooms are clean, well ventilated, and had enough chairs for every student who participated in the research. The Philippines has one of the world's lowest ages of sexual consent, allowing adults to have sex with minors as young as 12 if they agreed. The Special Protection of Children from Abuse, Exploitation and Discrimination Act is based on RA 3815 and RA 7610, which stated that the legal age for sexual consent was 12 years old. This has now been amended to RA 11648, which states that the age of sexual consent should be raised from 12 to 16 years old in order to protect minors who have been raped or sexually abused. Under this gender-neutral revised law signed by President Rodrigo Duterte on March 4, 2022 and made public on March 7, 2022, any adult engaging in sexual interaction with anyone, 16 or under, would be committing statutory rape unless the age difference between them was 3 years or less and sex was proven to be consensual and neither abusive nor exploitative, and the abuser would carry a maximum penalty of 40 years in prison. The implementation of this law would protect young people from sexual exploitation and abuse. This law is primarily concerned with the protection of women, particularly those aged 16 and under who have been sexually assaulted and abused, as well as rape-related pregnancies that have an impact on population growth. In this study, they want to find out how students, especially minors, will benefit from and respond to this new revised law. This study also seeks to spread awareness among individuals who are not well-versed in these topics. They intend to establish a much more open-minded research study so that they can express themselves not only as students but also as members of society. This research highlights the importance of safety and protection for all individuals, particularly young women. Statement of the problem. The purpose of the study was to evaluate the viability of considering Humss students' insights on the newly signed law raising the age of sexual consent in the Philippines. Specifically, it is intended to address the following questions. What is the understanding of the senior high school students about sexual consent law? What are the factors affecting the understanding of the students about sexual consent law, and what program may be proposed based on the results of the study? The researchers aim to highlight the difficulties in increasing student awareness of the legislation of sexual consent. The researchers aim to know what amount of acceptance and awareness this law has among students. Researchers also wish to address the issues that impede their comprehension.
Social control theory was established by Travis Hirschke back in 1969. The theory indicates that individuals break the law owing to a breakdown in their societal link. This theory is used to better explain and reduce criminal behavior. It's founded that a person's core beliefs, values, morals, commitment, and connections helps to create a lawful environment. To relate this theory to the study, the researchers indicated that sexual assault and sexual harassment can be considered as a criminal behavior. Thus, the government implemented the sexual consent law. Failure to resist self-control will result for someone breaking the law. This will also break the law owing to a breakdown of societal link. On the other hand, people who manage to resist their urges understand what sexual consent law is and what sexual consent is in general.
In sampling design, researchers used a purposive sampling to collect information from the best fit participants and make the result relevant to their research context. Researchers conducted an interview on 8 Humss senior high school student from grade 11 of Sorsogon National High School. While on research instrument, semi-structured interview and interview guide was used to develop an in-depth understanding of the perspective of Humss students toward the sexual consent law with 7 interview questions. Data collection procedure. Researchers used structured interview with Humss students at Sorsogon National High School and established a precise criteria for selection. Thematic analysis was used in data analysis procedure. Researchers combed through the data to find common themes, topics, concepts, and patterns of meaning that recur.
Results and discussion. Number 1. The results of the findings indicated that most of the participants interviewed agreed with the implementation of the law. Only 3 participants are still wary of the age requirement. Also, every participant stated that the law serves as a protection for the minors. Number 2. 3 factors have a significant impact on students' understanding of the law. These factors depend on the age requirement, the government, and communication. Their maturity to understand the law further impacts their understanding. Also, as the government highly affects their understanding as they can help the minors prevent teenage pregnancies as they have the power to legalize this law. And communication, because everyone can share their understanding and change the point of view of the specific law, and education in school can help students understand more about sexual intercourse and sexual consent. Number 3. Based on the findings, some participants stated that applying sex education in school will be helpful for the students to understand sexual consent. Also, seminars are helpful to gather people and deliver a speech for the people to further understand what the law can do and what sexual consent really is. Lastly, advertisements can be helpful as the media is a huge factor that helps people understand things more quickly and spread them globally. And here are the themes and results. First theme. Understanding of the senior high school students about sexual consent law. Number 1. Limited knowledge. Second theme. Factors affecting the understanding of the students about the sexual consent law. Number 1. Age requirement. Number 2. Government. And number 3. Communication. Third theme. Programs that can be proposed based on the results of the study. Number 1. Applying sex education. Number 2. Seminars. And number 3. Advertisements.
Based on the study's findings and discussions, the conclusions of the researchers are the following. In terms of awareness, the students were somewhat aware of the sexual consent law's concept and implementation, but due to lack of sex education, it's one of the reasons why there are still senior high school students that has difficulties interpreting what is sexual consent. Age requirement, government, and communication are the factors affecting their understanding. Few are against the law due to the age range. However, majority of them agrees with it. Their understanding depicts that the law can protect young children against teenage pregnancies. Participants believes that sex education should be included in the basic educational curriculum. We may provide students some insight into this by handing off flyers and generating brief commercials. Sexual consent seminars are also an effective way to train students that sex is an activity that requires all individuals' full verbal consent. Everyone should understand that no means no and yes means exactly that.
Based on the findings of the researchers, these are the programs that may be proposed. Incorporating sexual education into the basic educational curriculum. The Department of Education should inform students about the consequences of failing to obtain prior knowledge regarding sexual consent, since they are the most likely to engage in behaviors that can negatively affect their future. Teenage pregnancy is an example. Seminars should be held to provide other people with knowledge, skills, and an opportunity to understand and practice sexual consent. Stereotypes regarding sexual violence and abuse can be debunked through activities and discussions. The researchers recommend that the government should make progress, not just provide legislation that's sometimes hard to comprehend. The government should provide lip service,
Furthermore, the researchers advocate that the government should allow individuals to interact and participate more in the government's proposed campaigns. The best solution to this situation is for everyone to be upfront about sexual consent.
And that ends the presentation of our research study. We hope you all enjoy it and thank you very much for watching. God bless you all.